Hey everyone, welcome to lesson 5 of the beginner's guitar course. In this lesson we're going to be looking at some new chords. We're going to be looking at the G chord and also the C chord. In a lot of songs these chords are played together in a progression, so it's really important that we learn these. What we're going to first do is just recap some of the chords that we have already learned. If you haven't subscribed already, click subscribe, click the bell, and you'll be notified when the next lesson goes live. The first chords that we learned was a D chord. And then we have also got an A chord. And we have also got a E minor chord. And then we have got a E major chord. So I hope with practice those chords are becoming more natural to you. Your muscle memory is becoming more familiar on what shape your fingers need to be in. Okay, and then you've been switching between the chords and everything's becoming a bit more natural. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the G and the C chord today. So the G chord, it uses all your fingers. Okay, so we're going to place our first finger on the second fret of the A, our middle finger on the third fret of the low E, and then we're going to place our third and our little finger on the third fret of the B and high E string, and then we're going to play all the strings. This chord is really good for strengthening that little finger. I'd say this chord takes the longest time for your fingers to recognize, to get into shape, purely because the fingers are kind of tucked underneath each other and it's using all the fingers too. Okay, so we have our G chord there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to switch to our C chord. Now our C chord goes like that. Okay, so for this we're going to place our third finger on the third fret of the A, we're going to place our second finger on the second fret of the D, and we're going to place our first finger on the first fret of the B string. To play this chord, we then strum from the A string downwards. Okay, that gives us our nice C major sound. So if we go to our G major and do what we've done in previous lessons, okay, so we push down on our G major chord, strum, okay, then release, wait a little bit, and then put pressure on again, strum, release. We're just warming up our fingers essentially, okay, and then do the same for the C chord. Now, what we're aiming to do here is switch between the chords. Okay, so we've got our G chord, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch to our C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to our G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. To our C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you are getting used to the change in the shapes of your fingers, maybe start to quicken it up. Okay, so what you would do is you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4 to our C, 1, 2, 3, 4 to our G, 1, 2, 3, 4 to our C, 1, 2, 3, 4. As always, before you start speeding things up, just take it slow. Make sure all the notes are ringing out and that your fingers are starting to get used to changing from the different shapes. So with our G chord, our C chord and our D chord, we're going to play the song Love Me Do by the Beatles. So Love Me Do starts on a G chord. Okay, there's that famous harmonica intro. We're going to play the rhythm guitar behind it. So we're going to play our G chord. Okay, we're going to have a little rest and then we're going to play it again. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, if you're not quite used to switching between the chords, just go even slower and make sure you're getting that switch done. So we switch between the G and the C chord 3 times, and then after 3 times, from our C to our G, we just go G, 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 G. Okay, and then the song kicks in. So let's put this intro together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then it goes into the verse. So for the verse, we do the G to C 3 times again. This time, rather than go to the G chord like we did in the intro, we just stick on this C chord and play it 4 times again. Okay, so let's put the intro and the verse together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the verse. Staying on the C. And then there's a harmonica interlude. For this, we play the G and the C just 2 times, okay? The verse then repeats again with the interlude. Okay, so from the verse, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then after the interlude, it goes into like a separate bridge little part. Okay, this is where our D chord comes in. So for the D chord, we do 4 strums. Then we go to our C chord and do 2 strums. And then go to our G and do 2 strums. Back to our D 4 times. To our C. And then just 1 time on the G. Okay, so this whole bridge section goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then it essentially just repeats the verse and the interlude again. I'm going to link the chord chart that I use for this lesson. I'm going to put it in the description box below. If you click on that, it will have the chord above the word where the chord changes. And that is essentially the whole song. The verses repeat again. I think there's another interlude, but it's just exactly the same way as we played it earlier in the song. So this song is really a great way to practice switching between that G chord, the C chord, and it also uses that D. So if you're finding Love Me Do fairly straightforward, you can spice it up a little bit, okay? And then what we're going to do for this, so for each chord that you play, instead of just playing the full chord in one strum, what we're going to do is we're going to hit the top string and then strum at the rest of the strings. Okay, so the G chord will now sound like this. Okay, so it's G strum, and then it'll go to the C where it'll go C strum, back to our G. This is more accurate to the song, and it is also really good for getting your right hand accuracy up, okay, because you're looking to really just hit that top string and then you're going to strum the rest of the strings for the chord. This is the same for all the chords in the song, so it's a nice little sound and technique to spice this song up. Thanks for watching this lesson. I hope you're enjoying this course so far. If you have any issues or any queries, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the box below and I'll get back to you and try to help you as much as I can. So, I will see you tomorrow.